Please be aware, the podcast you are about to enjoy may contain language and subject matter not suitable for younger audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good morning. I just felt like needing to be really loud for some reason. Anyways.
I thought you were going to be like, good morning, Vietnam.
I thought about that too, but isn't that copyrighted? Anyways, welcome back to Sister Street. I'm Janelle.
I'm Steph.
I'm Keke.
And it has been a week, friends. It's been 2 weeks, but either way, regardless, it's been a week.
Yeah.
So sorry that we have been sort of MIA-ish we did not do our normal like midweek content of our off week, so we apologize.
Well, we didn't really have a blooper week because last episode was pretty heavy.
Heavy. Yeah,
So-
that's fair.
It's heavy for us. Mm-hmm. Maybe not for everybody else. But
You said it! Yeah, so we're doing something fun this time. We're actually going to keep track.
Or try to.
Try. Damn, how many minutes are we even in?
Not even a whole minute.
2.5
minutes. What's funny is I was talking about it with my husband when we were looking at it because our producer Papa PP tried to do a counter last time and it did not work out because
We missed some.
There were
so
many that were missed.
Yeah.
And when we were rewatching it, I'm like, oh my God, I don't think it's you that says it the most. It's for sure me.
Really?
Yes. I am terrible. So
I said a lot of yes last episode and a lot of okays or mm-hms.
Yeah. I say yeah a lot, I feel like.
that's awesome.
You better mark that down. You better mark that down.
That's awesome.
Fuck.
That'll be our first piece of merch. Just a shirt that says that's fair.
None of those count, by the way. The one that just happened, none of that one's counted. Anyways.
Can we get a ball cap with that on it?
Oh, I don't see why not.
I like ball
Easily.
caps.
So yeah, in true normal fashion, I think the way we've just started off the last few ones is let's talk about our current reads. Where are you at?
I actually just finished reading Paradise by J.A.Lo. I literally just started the second one last night, but I only read a chapter because I fell asleep reading. I was so tired.
That makes sense. I feel like I have done that the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, the last few days at work have just been really tiring. So I was reading. I was like, I can't. I don't even remember the last couple of pages I read because I was so tired. Thankfully, it was just a recap of part of what was in Paradise.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because it starts with kind of
Yeah.
Because their stories technically overlap.
Yeah, because I
Except for the last two.
I noticed that it like starts kind of mid part of what Paradise was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've also had espresso today.
Yeah, we definitely had coffee
She
today.
had a quad.
Extra shot.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot. Anyways. And you? Where are we at, Keke?
So,
Which one of
Her
the 700?
475 books.
I'm
Jesus.
still learning. I have 15 arcs to read in September.
Would you say you've overcommitted, or do you feel like that's a logical goal for you is to read 15 arcs?
I overcommitted.
Okay.
I'm Pee-pee over there making jokes. Whatever. Yeah, I overcommitted. This is my second month of doing Keeker's Corner and arc reading and stuff, and I have joined quite a few PR groups, quite a few arc teams by my favorite authors, and so I've for sure overextended myself, but it's
Pulling up her
fine.
Instagram.
It's fine.
You can check out her content at Keekers_corner with a K. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
I'm learning social media. I'm learning trying to TikTok. I'm not a TikToker. I'm an Instagram person. I'm not a TikToker.
I don't do social media.
It's hard. I'm like, I feel old as fuck trying to figure out how to edit things and put things together. It's old.
This is why you manage our social media account.
100%.
Because that's not my journey.
Back to your question. I am currently reading book 2 in a trilogy by Roxy Sloane.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Break My Rules. It's the Oxford Legacy trilogy. It's definitely one you are going to like when it comes out because it's dark Oh my God. Academic.
Oh, I do love me a good academia one.
It's dark. It's got some triggers. We'll have to read the trigger warnings. I don't have them because apparently I didn't look at those. So, don't have those. But so far it's good. I'm enjoying this one. I'm also reading Say My Name by Ashley.
Say my name. Sorry.
Get it, girl. Yes.
But I don't remember who it's by. Ashley James? I think it's by Ashley James.
I was like, listen.
No,
I was like, Ashley Jade? Where's she
at first I was like, whoa. No, it's my first romance.
Oh, okay.
It's interesting. And is male for PP.
Oh no, I was just gonna make a joke and say it's not Say My Name. It's Say My Name.
Right.
So yeah, it's
So you're reading
different.
2 books at once?
Yeah,
which
is not
Can't do that.
I don't have the
normally my
attention
journey,
span for
but
that.
because I overextended myself for September, I have to get these done, and I'm not signing up for any new arcs at all for October. I have 4 in October so far, and that's
all right. That's a
because
book a
I
week.
have my own TBR list that I would like to get to.
You said it right.
I know.
Happy.
What do you usually say?
2BR. Which TBR stands for to be read.
To be read.
Yeah.
So she mixes saying the
Yeah.
first word with
2BR.
the initials of the other two. So yeah. All weekend she was just 2BR, and I'm like, that's not what it is. That's not what it is.
Try again.
But did one of us just say it? That's fair?
I didn't say
I
it.
didn't.
I feel like I may have said it. I don't know. We're gonna have to rewatch that. But yeah, so far I like the Roxy Sloane book more, but it's probably because I don't necessarily like the cheating trigger in Say My Name.
But is the cheating main character to main character on main character, or is it?
It's main character being cheated on, but it was
okay.
It's an emotional
Got it.
Okay.
piece.
Which I
I
prefer
that, but
yeah.
I wasn't expecting the emotional part because normally in a book it's, they got cheated on, and then you keep going. There's emotion in this book.
Oh.
Got it. Okay.
So
we're feeling the feels.
Okay. What about you?
I am reading the newest book by CeCe Monroe, Arranged Deception. I'm like 2 chapters in, but the dedication says to all women, fuck the patriarchy, and I
love it.
About it.
I fucking love CeCe Monroe.
Did you
heart her.
finish the Ashley Jade?
Oh,
trilogy?
girl, yes. I
told you.
finished that.
I told you.
It's funny because I was talking to my mom last night. So Keke and I and my husband went and had dinner with Mom and OnlyFan. And we were talking to my mom last night about the Lucy Score book that I gave her, Things We Never Get Over.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, Janelle, why am I still waiting for sex? And I'm like, okay. Apparently she needs something a little faster.
She's not a slow burn reader.
She's not a slow burn reader. And I was like thinking back to this book, and I'm like, to the trilogy for Complicated Parts. And I'm like, she couldn't survive this book because they don't actually have sex until the 3rd book.
Oh, no, I'm with Mom.
But there's so much angst.
Oh, so much sexual tension.
And just
so good.
It's intense because she's like, the whole premise of the book is that she is the female main character is a lesbian, and she has identified as a lesbian, and she has fought to be over the stereotype of her family who totally hated that about her, and they persecuted her for it. So she's trying to figure out why she has these feelings for this man, and how to reconcile that with herself. So every time it starts to get a little bit steamy, she fully shuts it off because she's like, no, I'm a lesbian. I don't want to do this. But then going through the motions throughout the 3 books is her trying to and sitting there realizing okay, I love the person, not the gender, looking past that and doing. And she's like, so what would you call yourself? Because there's another character in the book and he struggled with falling in love. They have a separate book. It's called Complicated Hearts. And one of the supporting characters is I struggled. They're in a 3 relationship, an MFM, male, female, male. And he's like, yeah, I struggled a lot with figuring out how this was going to work, but I don't identify myself as bisexual. So it's like, so she's like they have those conversations. It's really good book.
It's a good series.
I enjoyed it.
Speaking of like MFM or whatever, it's funny to me because the book I'm reading now about the two men is different to me than like, in part of the Paradise series was my first intro to MM. So it's different than what's in that book than what's in this one. It's definitely, I don't know if I'm an MM reader, but I don't mind it if it's MMF or MMFM or
to you it feels more like it's different when the MMF, like when there's an MM scene, versus knowing that there's a woman in the relationship. I mean, it definitely tells a different story for sure.
Well, that's like the part of the Salacious players would have been what? MMF?
Yep.
Yes.
Look at you.
Learning things.
Yeah. It's different. And I'm wondering if it's because there's a female in the book and I can not necessarily identify with her, but I can identify with her because I'm a female.
Yeah.
And I consider myself she, her.
I mean, that's fair. You're a cisgender woman. It's harder to have a perspective of a male in a same-sex relationship or a same-gendered relationship.
Yeah.
Sorry,
there's a
we're
cat over
looking at our
here.
cat. She's going crazy. She also likes to eat cords, so we're trying to make sure she's not doing anything. So if we pause randomly or you see us like just look down or like move, there's a cat. Sorry. She's very cute.
We're a cat family.
Correct.
Also a dog family, but not at this house.
Not at this house.
Not
No
at this
dogs
house.
here. I like dogs, but I prefer cats.
I prefer dogs.
Fair.
I just like animals.
It's fair.
Fair.
Shit.
I was like, why are you looking at your crotch? It's like, just...
So I keep my that's fair counters down in my crotch.
Okay. And on the note, awkward turtle. So I think as far as current reads, we're caught up.
I don't remember. What was I reading last time?
You were
The end of T.L. Swan.
the end of T.L. Swan.
Yes, that's right.
Miles Ever After.
I was reading Miles Ever After.
I think I only got through 2.
You would have only been able to get through 2 because the third one is
The third one
the hard
is,
one.
yeah,
Yes.
with Elliot.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep, that's right. And I did not. It's still sitting there.
Well, I was telling her when I was done reading it, like I 100% can understand why it was hard for you to read, but they really did a great job.
They
And
did.
The thing that I loved so much was it Cate? Is that who's?
Yeah.
She
Cate
didn't.
Elliot.
I love that she kind of got her happy ending, but it wasn't her.
Yeah.
Like everything that I've read that it's about like infertility, it's always like surprise, I magically had it, and it's like
So unrealistic and it's so frustrating.
It's realistic.
But
It's more
I
realistic.
love that like it.
Yeah.
It didn't give that like persona of it'll happen for you.
Yeah.
I hate when people say that to me.
You know?
Oh, it's the worst.
Or when people are like, "Oh, you're going to be such a good mom. You should be a
Yeah.
mom." I hate that.
They did it. It was. I really like how
Yeah.
she did it. It was really well done.
Oh, it's my least favorite. No.
Moving on, because
Okay.
this is a lighthearted episode. It's not a deep episode.
I like how it says streaming lit. So we have like a on the iPad we have like a kind of itinerary of what we're gonna talk about, and instead of steamy lit, it's streaming lit.
I don't know.
Steamy Lit. Oh man, first book convention. So good.
Yeah. So Keke and I attended Steamy Lit last weekend, which would have been
The 18th.
yes.
Yes, because you guys
The
left
18th through the
17th?
20th.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, it was a really great experience. I am very sad that you didn't get to go with us.
Yeah. Why didn't you get to go with us?
Because you guys planned this before.
Correct.
I thought you were gonna say
I wasn't invited.
Oh,
Just kidding.
Jesus.
No, it was before you guys decided you were going before
I
I
know.
really started reading, and I was also on a boat. I was
Everybody look at me
I was
because
at-
I'm sailing on a boat.
I was at the lake.
Yeah. So we had a great time. We met some amazing people.
Yes.
Whether they be other attendees, amazing authors.
Authors who don't tell us other authors when they sit down with us.
Oh my God, it was so much fun. She was so cute. To which we have her, you have her arc.
I do. That's on my part of my list for September.
Her name is Lindsay Hammeroff. She
Yes.
is the author of Till There Was You.
Yes.
And that comes out February 20th of 2024.
Yes.
I did all of that off the top of my head.
Look at
just so
you
we're all
go.
aware.
Nice.
She was like the most generous human.
We ran into
love
her everywhere.
Everywhere. It was so fun, like just getting to know her. Like, yeah, so she sat down and we were sitting and we were just eating breakfast because like they're basically big conference tables and you just go and sit wherever. So we sat down. Our other friend joined us with her. Nope, her man wasn't there for that breakfast. And then Lindsay sat down with us and we were just all talking and, you know, having a good time. And there were different, we had lanyards with our name badges
And
on.
another
Did it
author
say,
sat
like-
down with us and she goes, oh, she's
And
part of
we
my publisher.
sat-
With
yeah.
the same publisher or something like that.
So if you had like a yellow cord, you were an attendee.
Oh,
If you
okay.
had a green cord, you were an author. If you had a blue cord, you were like a sponsor or somebody volunteer, somebody working it or staff.
Yeah.
And she sat down and she had a yellow cord. So like we were just talking and at that point we were just hanging out. And then all of a sudden Meredith Shore comes over and just like sits down with us. And I'm like, oh.
I'm like, I don't know what to do here.
Hello.
This is what people are like when they're starstruck.
Right. So we just kind of like sort of were talking and she was really talking to Lindsay. And then all of a sudden, like Meredith gets up because she was part of the morning panel. So she was like, I don't really know where I'm supposed to be. And I was like, oh my God. Hi. And so she goes up and then Lindsay, we start talking all again. She's like, yeah. I was like, that's so cool that you know her. And she's like, yeah, we have the same agent. And we all look at each other. We're like, wait, you're an author? She goes, yeah, I don't really lead with that. I'm like, wait. So then we started talking about her upcoming book and she was so sweet.
Oh, that's awesome.
And she gave us these little cards, which I meant to grab one and we'll post it with her like link and stuff down below. But yeah, so it had like a QR code on it for her book and it comes out and we pre-ordered. And then she gave us like a whole stack so we could just hand out to random people. So we handed them out during panels and just like handed them out to the people around us. It was so fun. And then we just kept running into her like literally every day.
Yeah.
And we'd stop and talk for a few minutes. And then on Saturday morning, we ran into her and she's like, yeah, my flight got delayed. She was supposed to leave Sunday. We did get stuck in the hurricane. But we were fine. Like it's Sacramento weather. It's fine.
Yeah.
So we managed to get home just fine. But anybody who was like flying out on Sunday, they were either trying to make their flights earlier in the day or they were pushing them to Monday. So she was part of the group that needed to be pushed to Monday. So she got home. Okay.
Yeah.
She made it home fine. But yeah, so she was super great. I think for me, that was probably one of my favorite memories, but that was also like the very first experience we had. So it just like set the tone for the trip. We met so many nice people.
Yeah.
So many podcasters.
Yes.
That's cool. So much fun.
There was one group, I don't remember the name. Oh my gosh, I'm terrible at this. Muse? I don't remember what their name is, but they went around with sunglasses and they asked you to put them on and they would take a photo of you, and so then they posted on Instagram, and so we're all in these.
Oh, cute.
They're like 1 second clips. It's
Using
cute.
over mugs.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yes.
Yeah, they were so sweet.
Yeah. They were hilarious.
They were hilarious. One of them is Jax, and that's who I kept running into was Jax,
Yes.
and she was so sweet and so cute. And then we were all on day 2. So day 1, we were supposed to have like a movie night, and everyone was supposed to go back downstairs to watch Red, White, and Royal Blue in the biggest
We didn't
room.
make it.
We were so exhausted. I, as an extrovert, was peopled out. I was like, I can't. I need to sleep. So for me, I was like, if I'm tired, this bitch is done.
I was like, I need a break.
So we had gone back up to our room and ordered some food and whatnot, and we were waiting for our food, and then I was like, Keke.
No.
And she goes, yeah. And so we just didn't leave. And we were talking to people in line the next morning while we were waiting for the next panel. And even Jax was one of them who was behind us. And we were all just talking like, I couldn't do it. I could not do it.
She also did Disney by accident a full morning or
Correct.
open to close
On Thursday.
on
Oh,
Thursday.
that's funny. Oh god.
They were like, yeah, we're going to go for a few hours or do like a morning.
Yeah.
And then they were like, we're going to rope drop and then hang out. And they ended up doing like the whole day. And I was like, no.
No.
We went Thursday. We were supposed to just go hang out in downtown Disney. And then we walk through security and Keke goes, well, let's just check. And I was like, I'm pretty sure it's sold out. Like there's no reservations for us because we have magic keys.
Yeah.
So, and I opened, I was like, oh, both parks are open. She goes, okay. And I was like, so we went to California Adventure and literally had dinner, went on two rides because we wanted to ride Mermaid and Mater, and that's what we did. And then had dinner and went home. Like, and I look at Keke as we're like down there. I was like, is this what it would be like if we lived here?
yes,
Every day.
every day. That sounds glorious.
And it was so great. And then, so it was so much fun. That was like for me. The people were great. It was great.
Was your favorite part getting to touch J-Lo?
Girlfriend ditched me.
I left her. I saw there was nobody in J-Lo's line, and I said, bye.
I don't even remember where I was. I think I was getting a wristband for somebody else, and like I just turned around. I was like, I'm alone.
I think you were getting the wristbands for Kennedy Ryan, and I was like, bye.
I am alone. Where is this?
It was great. I got to meet her. I got my Paradise series, the street covers, which
they're
pretty
so
gorgeous.
pretty.
I didn't think I was going to order anything else because out of the New York Billionaire series, The Merger is my favorite.
Yes.
Yeah, because it has Anderson in it.
He's so good. He's a good one.
So good. I thought I was just gonna, buy that, but I'm gonna buy the whole thing. I'm gonna buy her whole catalog at this point.
I mean, that's how I feel about CeCe Monroe. So
Just eating hair.
yeah, that's typical.
Yes, that was also a second highlight. CeCe Monroe. Yeah.
She was
sure.
the most gorgeous human I've ever met in my whole life. She was amazing.
Yeah, we visited her table twice.
Yeah.
We literally went there, got our tote signed, picked up our. No, we didn't have.
We didn't have pre-orders for her. We just wanted
just
to
had
do
the
signs.
tote sign and just to meet her, and then we left and sat outside for a little bit because it's
Hot.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And then I was like, you know what? I can't do it. I can't not buy a book. So we went back and bought Her Shadows, His Secrets.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So some of these books that are up here, some of our Steamy Lit Con haul, they don't all fit. We had too many books. This fabulous new adjustment to our living room or dining room would not hold them all. It was too heavy.
We need more shelves.
Correct.
Yeah. No, she was a highlight for sure.
She was just so kind and she was very personable to every person that she talked to as well.
Which
That's awesome.
is important because when you meet an author that's not personable,
It sticks with you.
yes, it does.
We were let down with an author that we have loved for forever.
long time.
Granted, it was the end of day one. It was exhausting.
Yeah.
Literally, we were in like the last 15 minutes of the 4-hour signing session. So it was a long period. And so I know that this person was overwhelmed and done and peopled out. But like,
It's still
it
like
was
a
still
bubble
frustrating.
burster.
Yeah. And so I brought, and so did Keke, we brought books from like their original series, like not even the new stuff that they have, like original, because that's how long we've been reading this author. And like putting it down, and I was like talking to them, and I was like, it's been so great. I have loved this series, and just to get the
That's cool.
that's cool.
It was generic.
Yeah, and I get it. They've been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
But it was sad. It was sad. But I'm also trying to give grace because, again, it was a long day. If I was exhausted from walking around and seeing multiple people, they were getting wristbands, and even our wristbands, which we had gotten like the very beginning of the day, we were at like 100 and no, we were at 204. So they had seen 200 people prior to us.
Gosh. And I personally don't understand it because I would feel so weird doing this. People brought like 15
So
books for
many
them to
books.
sign.
Oh gosh.
For the authors to sign. I feel like I would rather have one book. I mean, to each their own. I'm not knocking anybody. But I would rather have one book that's personalized. And like how CeCe Monroe wrote something cute in it. And it's different. My book says something completely different than Janelle's book.
Yes.
So it's great. I'd rather have that one book be personalized than have all 20 by this author.
Just signed.
Right.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's personal preference.
Yeah.
So I just don't... to lug around those books because... we
Did
had
you
to
say
drop
you
off
needed
books.
a book cart?
Yeah,
Yes.
this is our first con. We did not bring a book
You learned
cart.
some things, so now we'll be
Yeah.
more prepared when we do Wild and Windy.
Correct.
Yes.
Because I forgot we also had pre-orders. So I had put like 4 or 5 in my backpack. And I was like, okay, this is going to be great. Like, I'll put it in my backpack. I'll wear my backpack. For one, it was way too hot for my backpack in there.
And
like,
way too...
crowded.
The bigger room wasn't
Way
as crowded. The small room, no. That's
Yeah.
closer than sardines.
It was a
in a
lot.
can.
It was a lot going on.
Yeah.
So like I'm wearing my backpack and I'm trying to, but we get our first pre-order because we went to Emily Rath first because we knew both of us had the most pre-orders for her.
Yeah.
Because I had pre-ordered the whole set of Pucking Around.
Yeah.
So I had the little one and then we got,
Oh, God.
we got Steffi a present
Yes.
because she wasn't there.
Yeah, this is on my... I almost said it.
You're to be honest.
Here we are.
Yeah, this is so large.
So that is the first novella and the first book all together in one.
Okay.
Thanks.
It's going to take me like 5
It ran
years to
away
read.
from me.
To be quite honest with you,
It's a quick read. It feels
it's going to
good.
be a quick read because you're going to be really
Into it.
enthralled into it.
Well,
Because
I have to finish the Paradise series.
No,
you know
that's
this.
Correct.
Yeah.
I can't.
That's fair.
Um,
I'm killing it over
I
here.
hate you.
fuck off. It's really well written because
Yes.
it's kind of like Salacious Players Give Me More, where you learn that you're.
Is this like an immediate like, oh shit? Or is it...
I
Okay,
think so.
technically yes, because the pre-book isn't that.
Correct.
Yeah.
So is this 3 in 1?
No, two and one.
Okay.
So it's the first novella and then the full book.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't have the ever after one.
Yeah. But the
So
ever
it
after
has
is
the
tiny.
2 blues, not the purple.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then as soon as we got those, I was like overwhelmed.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what to do with these. So I put them in the tote, and I'm like, I can't carry this tote in this backpack. This is too much.
It was so much. And then we went and did a couple other authors in that room. And then we were just so hot. I was like, I can't. I can't. So we went and we met and had signatures done for Allie Hazelwood, who is amazing. She's so funny.
Hilarious.
So funny.
Oh my God, hilarious.
So we did her, and then her room or her table was right next to the door to go out into the hallway. So we went into the hallway, and I look at Keke and I go, we have to go upstairs.
Yeah.
I cannot carry all of these books.
There's
For
no
one,
way. Whatever book conventions that we go to, I will stay on the premise.
Yeah.
There's no way that I would.
We got...
We are.
Let's say
Yeah.
we did, right?
Yeah,
We got
for Wild
rooms
and
there.
Windy,
Yeah, we did.
will be in the West End.
Yeah. There's no way.
Yeah. So we went upstairs. We ditched the backpacks.
Yeah.
We grabbed our tote bag, that one, and then another bag to hold our books, and then went back downstairs because I still had like 3 that needed to be signed that I had brought with me.
I had more to pick up.
Yeah, she still had all of the Paradise series to pick up.
That's 4 books.
We had books from Nikki Sloane to pick up.
Yes. And I bought
upstairs.
4 books from Sadie Rose, and then I brought down my Christina Lauren books.
Correct.
So
We had a lot. And then we ended up buying books from CeCe Monroe. I bought QB Tyler books.
Yes.
And I'm ready. It's a stepdad. No. Yes. This one that I bought is stepdad.
her sticker's on the table, huh?
Which one?
No, the daddy one.
Oh no, it's not on the table.
Dang, we're gonna need some of those.
Oh wait, no, yes it is.
No, that's Sadie Rose.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is. You're right. My bad.
Listen, it's all good. You got it. Well,
We have a lot of stickers to go through.
We will
We
show
did.
you the daddies. Is it daddies do it better? Something like that.
I think it is Daddy's Do It Better, but I don't think it's in here either.
I don't think so because those are Emily's stickers.
And
Oh,
my
and
Tara
Nikki
DeWitt
Sloane
one.
does a An eyeglass cleaner.
Oh.
Yes, it's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh, cute.
Right?
It's what's funny to me is that people didn't know what this was.
Yeah.
And I'm like thinking to myself, I was like, oh, people who don't have glasses. They're like, what
Must
is
be nice.
this? And I'm like, oh my God, I need that. Which I did actually need it because my glasses were
Part of me wishes
atrocious.
I would have bought the band book, but I don't know if I could read it. There's a book by Nikki Sloane that is banned on Amazon because it's got some pretty triggering scenes and stuff in it.
It's got full
I think
essay,
it's-
doesn't it? I cannot tell you what that means or we will get.
Yeah, we're not allowed to say.
But it's got a full essay in it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like in a
So-
I think it's detailed, right? Isn't it?
I'm pretty sure it's detailed, is what I have read while looking it up. I just don't know if I could read it. But it's intriguing to me because I've read banned books, like, banned
Right.
Yeah.
fictional whatever books, but I've never read a banned romance book because of something like that.
Yeah.
True.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe she's going to be in Wild and Windy. I don't remember. Maybe I'll buy it then.
I don't remember. Wild and Windy for Chicago has a much smaller author list than Wild and Windy Phoenix. Phoenix is blowing up. There is a lot.
I wonder if it's because this is the first Wild and Windy.
No,
Right? I wonder if it's
But
just because so many people are interested in.
I think it's the first one on the West Coast.
Oh,
Because
for Phoenix.
It's
Yeah,
Wild and West.
Wild and Windy West.
Yeah. Which we can drive to that one.
Yeah, we have to make serious decisions for next year of whether we want to do Readers Take Denver for 2025 or we want to do Wild and Windy for 2025. Because next year we're doing Wild and Windy.
2024, yeah.
2024. I got pulled off the wait list for Denver.
I did.
But you guys did not, so I let my ticket go.
I would like to do Steamy Lit next year.
Yes,
for
Steamy
sure.
Lit next year is going to be in Anaheim again.
For the next 2 years, it'll be in Anaheim.
And I think is next year when it's the beginning of August?
Yes, because the year after that, it's Halloween.
Halloween weekend.
And
or
I'm ready for
somewhere
that
around there.
as well.
I
I will be mad at him again.
there.
God damn, it is you.
I have no vocabulary other than that word.
This
Apparently,
is great. I don't feel as bad now.
Me neither.
you haven't said it once.
I'm all winning.
You're also hella conscious of it right now.
I'm not.
I really don't say it that much.
She
though.
doesn't.
No.
I really don't.
Okay.
There's
So
a
we
lot
need
of
another
other words
words.
that I say.
And this is my filler because I don't say like yeah
I
or
say yeah.
a lot.
And
This is my filler.
I say yeah. Or
Or
yeah.
True,
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Definitely want to do Steamy Lit next year, though, for sure. Melissa and Cookie and the whole team,
they were great.
especially with the issues that they had come up.
Yeah. So this poor team, they had to like let go of so many staff members just
Yeah,
like
they
2
let
weeks
go
before, and
of
their
the
moving
event staff.
company totally fucked up. Like they were supposed to like all the because they're on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So all of the stuff that they were trying to get from the East Coast
For
to
swag bags.
and stuff to California was supposed to be done like on pallets, and it was supposed to be easily movable and
Yeah.
things like that. And that's not what happened. So much stuff was damaged, and then their company was supposed to. They had like a target date that they were going to get it to California, which was like 2 weeks before the event, and they didn't do it. By the time the stuff still wasn't there, by the time we got there on Thursday. Because they had to switch companies, so they worked with somebody that they knew that was local, and that person drove out
And intercepted
the moving truck, which I think they were still
in Phoenix.
Phoenix, I think is what they said, and then brought it back into Anaheim,
damn.
and it was oh my gosh,
That's stressful.
yeah.
They put pictures up of what the truck looked like because their friends took pictures. They definitely messed up their stuff.
Damn.
So it's been it was intense, but I still think even with all of the setbacks, it was run so well.
Yeah. Everybody was really personable, and you would see Melissa walking around and she would stop and talk to you.
That's
if
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were in one of the lines for Nikki Sloane, I think.
Yes.
And one of the staff members was like, I really just need to use the restroom.
Yeah.
And so Melissa was like, yeah, give me your thing, because she was handing out wristbands.
Yeah.
And she was like walking the line, doing everything, talking to people. She was
eating a ring pop.
Yeah, she was eating a ring pop. It was just so, it was so nice to, like, people are just so human.
There was no judgment.
There was no judgment.
Zero judgment,
I
whether
love that.
it was all inclusive.
You'd think that for the type of books that we read, like the range of them, that how some of them are like chick lit, some of them are
dark romance.
Some of them
have tentacles.
Some of there was such an array of a variety of authors that you would think that everyone was like niche.
Yeah.
That's not what it was.
That's
Everybody
awesome.
was friends with everybody. Like, you would be standing in line for one panel, but then the line for the next panel was like right next to you, and even those people were like still having a good time and chatting. It was a lot of fun. It was very nice.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest takeaway for Keke and I is the very first panel, which was the keynote panel, was around diversity in romance, and how BIPOC authors, which is Black, Indigenous people, or Black, Indigenous and people of color, are marginalized in romance in general, or in publishing at all. And how they just don't get the attention, the viewership, the algorithm
shares,
is not geared towards them. So it's kind of like a challenge to us as readers to be like, what should we be doing to make sure that these people are getting the attention that they need? So there's a new initiative that is called 23 for 23. Which website is 23for23.net.
Yes.
And it is that you are encouraged in the year of 2023 to read 23 BIPOC authors with BIPOC characters. And if you go to the website, it gives you like a full list of authors that there are. There's even one specifically geared towards like Steamy Lit, but there's all kinds of different things. And it's got content that you can share on your Instagram. You can share on TikTok. You can share wherever. That is just bringing awareness to the fact that these people and this whole marginalized community is totally overlooked by publishing and by any of like the social media sites. So like TikTok, Instagram, Amazon, any of that you see, they get weeded out. The moment you list something as a BIPOC character, it gets smothered. So,
which is weird, because I've noticed that now after that panel and the very last panel, the closing panel that we went to, you can see it. Like when you're on Instagram and you look up smut books of the hashtag or whatever, you don't see any BIPOC authors.
Interesting.
It's
and
very
we're
rare.
even following a lot of those people too,
and
so
I
you
don't
would
see
think
them
that
on
that
my
would come
feed.
up, and it doesn't.
Because even though I'm following them, I have to, they're like down further on my feed.
Yep.
Yeah. It's,
That's sad.
there, what is her name? Nisha? Didn't she say something about 10%? What did she say? It was really a good, it takes what, 10% just to make, or 3 changes? What, I'm butchering this.
Hold on.
No, it's not in there. It's in your pages. It's in your pages.
I was like, I know I wrote it down.
Yeah. Because it was really, really good. And CeCe Monroe quoted her last night on her live. Go ahead.
So for a BIPOC characters or BIPOC authors, it takes 3 times the effort for 10% change. So you need to be 3 times as vocal about a BIPOC book for it to receive 10% more attention or anything like that. So for me, I'm one of those like, I'll Goodreads a book, but I don't always like put a comment down below, but I'll star it or whatever. But I then don't like go to Amazon and do it there too. So like that's part of the challenge too for the 23andMe is like, as you're doing that, making sure that we're giving all of the spaces where these ratings can be held, or all of the spaces where these books can be reviewed, additional foot traffic, so that people are driven to those sites, to that area.
On Goodreads, on Amazon, on BookBub, a lot of authors are wanting you to do BookBub now.
Mm-hmm.
So, or if you are an ARC reader on Booksprout, because then you could talk directly to the author.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It was a really good opening panel for sure. I don't know what they're doing on the iPad.
I don't either.
Oh, it's just
I
me.
don't know what's
Sorry.
happening.
Don't mind me. Continue on about your business.
I mean, it was just a really good panel.
This is also your business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was not there. So I'm just kind of here.
She was fishing. She took the baby
Yes.
fishing for the first time.
Yes,
I can't.
it was good.
It was funny, like she liked it, but then when she realized what we were going to do to the fish, she was like, no. And every time we
Aw.
caught something, hi, Shishi.
Oh, I'm dead.
Hi.
That's
She-
cute.
Yeah, she.
So
She's
we need
so
to take her like bass fishing because you don't keep those.
Or just to an aquarium.
Okay, that's that too.
Oh, I would love to take her to an aquarium.
That would
sure.
probably be more her alley.
Yeah, we could do that.
She really liked being on the boat, though.
That girl's an outdoor baby.
On a go boat. On a go boat.
Yeah.
5 a.m. On a go
Like a
boat. On a go
She's
boat.
too damn cute.
I was like, girl.
It's still cold outside.
She would not go to sleep when we got there on Friday. 'Cause we got there pretty late. It was like after 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And just she saw the boat and she was
Oh.
on a go. I was like, honey,
Oh.
like you have to sleep first, and then when you wake up, mistake. That we told her we'll go on the boat. And so she woke up literally at like 5:30. Mommy, on a go boat. I was like, bitch, I'm sleeping.
Dead.
Oh my God.
Freaking turd.
Yeah. She had a blast. We didn't bring her. And it was funny. Is like, I was talking with my husband about it too, because he noticed it more so than me, where there was a lot of kids there, but they all had toys.
Yeah.
This girl was playing with dirt
She likes
and like
outdoors.
rocks. And then we went to the store, and one of the clerks gave her a balloon. Made her
man.
weekend. That balloon.
She loves balloons.
Yeah, that balloon traveled everywhere with her when we were back at the campsite.
I'm dead. She's so cute.
Yeah.
And she had her bike.
She didn't use it really. I mean, she kind of did, but not really. She didn't use it that much.
I almost said it. That I almost said it.
You should have. Just do it.
No,
Caution
I
to
only
the
have
wind.
one on my counter.
Listen,
You have 4.
A lot. I have a lot.
You have 4.
what are you looking for?
There was another phrase and I was trying to find it, but I can't find it, but it's fine. I'm just
Yeah. I don't
Moving
remember
on.
what she said. It was something about, is it escapism or is
is
it
it fragility?
fragility? Yes. That was good.
Like whether or not you're willing to promote or you're not willing to read a BIPOC because you're
Yeah.
not a BIPOC person. And then you're not willing to talk about it or recommend it. Like, is it truly escapism or is it fragility?
Yeah.
Is
it's-
your white
yeah.
privilege or whatever that fragile?
Yeah. That was probably one of my favorite panels.
And that was what started off.
Yeah.
Like that was how we started. That was the one that Meredith Short was on too.
Yeah. Yeah. The second panel was, I liked the authors that were in it, but it wasn't my favorite panel. The second one,
Oh, like the first break off panel.
yeah, the
Okay,
first
see.
break-off panel.
That one was hard because it was in a random room that you couldn't see
See.
the people.
Yeah.
So like
they not like on
they
the
were not on
lifted?
a they were not like on a
okay.
platform. So we were all at the same level, and so if you weren't in like the first 2 rows, you couldn't
See.
So it was more like listening. Keek said it. It's more like listening to a podcast.
Which I don't like to listen to podcasts. I like to watch. Which
Correct.
Is
This
one
is
of the
why
reasons
this is why
we're
you're
watching.
here.
Yeah. The second panel that we went to, the magic of rom-com,
Yes.
that was hilarious.
Oh my gosh, they were so funny.
Super funny. However, I do think the morally gray panel the second day,
So good.
even funnier.
So good. I
funnier.
was
I wasn't ready.
yeah. I was pleasantly surprised by how
Yes.
funny that panel of women.
Yes.
Well, it was great.
Yeah.
Because you had 2 that were like dark
Yes.
romance, and then you had 2 that were dark romance. But like, oh,
It was
so good. And that
hilarious.
Cece Monroe was on that one
Yes.
as well. So that one was Cece Monroe, Eden O'Neill, Santana Knox, and Maria Mia. What is her name? Mia Vara. There it is.
Yeah. I'm like, I am not good at names. And then Salma was the moderator.
Correct.
That was a good panel.
And you did an arc for, no, not an arc, just a random one for Maria Miavara.
Yes. I tried to get into her book, and it's Skeletons of Society. And at that point in time, I couldn't get into it. But meeting her, and also at the point in time I was trying to read that, it wasn't in the right mindset.
Correct.
To read it. So, but now meeting her, and Santana Knox, I'm about to deep dive into them.
They were so funny.
Because their books are dark.
Yeah.
Dark.
And then the nice thing about Maria's books hers are female.
Oh yes.
Main characters that are morally gray, rather than the men being morally gray. Yes. So like she is a pew pew dealer for the cartel.
Yeah.
And yeah, they just sound great.
It took me a minute. You said pew pew, and I was like, what is
well,
pew pew?
I don't know what we can say on YouTube. Listen, try not to get us canceled.
I mean, we can technically say whatever we want. We're not monetized, so
I don't want to. Okay, but I don't want
to practice.
Yeah, fair. In general, just.
I will also do better about not saying words that I
don't
myself have to bleep.
I was going to say, don't say it out loud right now.
I'll be better at that.
Killing me. And then, so Eden O'Neill was talking about her series. Like, she has an academy. She has an academic range. And they sound really familiar to a B page, or was it B page or was it BB Read? It might have been B page. I can't remember which one of them it was. That has a series that's very similar to that. And I loved that series. So I'm like,
Rebecca Weatherspoon is the one that has the
Cowboys.
Correct. Is Eden
Which
O'Neill,
those are BIPOCs.
Wait, is Eden O'Neill the one that writes 7 Foot Men, or is that Rebecca?
Correct. Nope, that's Eden.
Okay. Yeah.
So she likes to write. And she even says it in the panel. She's like, I like to write about big, tall dudes. Yeah. And so somebody else in another panel had mentioned that there's a scene in one of her books, because this guy is like 6'7", that there's a scene that just goes intense. So you think about a hand that is on a man that is 6 something,
yeah,
and you're like, that's
ouch,
uncomfy.
It was. I'm telling you, I can't wait for next year. I can't wait for next year.
Anyways, but yes, so you definitely have to come with us. We should definitely go as our three pod together next year, because it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There were times when we would be sitting there and I'm like, Stephanie would fucking love this. Yeah. She would die.
I do wish the panels were staggered, but I get the time frame. You can't do that because they had so many panels, because it was hard to choose.
Yeah.
It was hard to choose.
I am not upset with the choices that we made, though.
No. The plus size panel. I kind of wish we would have done the plus size panel.
It's fair.
Oh, you didn't do that one?
No, we did the scorching hot. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah?
Rom-com. We did rom-com instead of plus size.
I don't remember which one that was under.
Yeah. That was plus size during the second panel.
Why did you choose rom-com over plus size?
The authors that were on rom-com were what we wanted to see. So there were Morgan Elizabeth, Allie Hazelwood, Christina Lauren. We love all three of those. Yeah. Well, I mean, Christina Lauren is 2 people, so 4 of those people. Yeah. And their books. So we really wanted to see them, whereas the plus size panel had authors that we also liked, but we've loved, like, Christina Lauren for forever. And how Allie Hazelwood is, like we said, hilarious. She made that panel so funny.
Hilarious.
And then Morgan Elizabeth gives 0 fucks, and it was great.
Oh my God, yes.
She gives 0 fucks.
I was not expecting that. Wasn't there another author?
There was.
Why am I blinking? I don't remember.
It was Mia Sosa.
Yes.
There were 2 more, because there was...
my girl.
Yes. There was somebody else, too. I can't remember who it was.
Somebody's very passionate right now.
Yes, you want to know why I'm passionate?
Listen to this.
Let me tell you. You want to know what her favorite rom-com book is? Bet Me by Jennifer fucking Crusie.
Which is Keke's favorite book. And
I've never met another person who loves that book. I went up to her specifically just to tell her that.
Correct.
It was so great.
There was 5 minutes left in signing day 1, and Mia is just talking to this couple of girls right in front of her, and they're like just having a good time. And Keke's like, they're telling us like, "Hey, wrap up your signings," and we're still like standing there. And I'm like, Keke, do we need to?
Yeah.
Are you sure we need to leave? She's like, no, we're staying. I'm like, okay.
I just needed to tell her. I've never met anybody else who even knows who that author is. So that was great. It was great.
Yeah.
Highlight.
And then during signings, we went and we took our totes.
Yes.
So these were Steamy Lit totes. They were from the Steamy Lit Con booth. And we bought them. We pre-ordered them.
Yeah.
They had them there for sale as well. But we had our authors sign that instead of signing. So we had some books that we wanted signed as well. But we also didn't bring a lot of books with us. I brought 4. I think you brought 5.
I think so. And for Wild and Windy, I honestly may just do tote signings. And if I pre-order books, I don't know if I'll bring books with me.
That's fair.
Because we have to obviously fly there and fly home. I also don't want to pay the FedEx prices to have books shipped. So if I can minimize the amount of books,
Yeah.
better
That's
for
true.
me.
I think if anything, I might just bring like 1.
Well,
I think you should bring the words.
I will probably bring the words.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah.
100%.
And there's a hefty book. She up there? She thick. She big.
Yeah. We'll have to look to see who all the authors are because I don't actually
Because
remember.
like I'm not gonna bring
what about
all
Amy
of,
Daws books?
Yeah, I was just
I
gonna say I'm not gonna
Chihuahua.
bring all of those because there's too many.
The Goddess of Amy Daws.
We still have to do our Goddess of Amy Daws
I know.
episode. That's coming up soon.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll bring one of those. Maybe I'll bring my favorite. Yeah.
Which one is
Which
your
one is
favorite?
that?
Last on the list.
That's fair.
So good.
God damn, that was fast!
I hate this game.
I love this game.
Me too. That's okay. If we ever switch it up to I've said it like 600 times.
Dude, I never say that. I'll be Stephanie.
I'll just be like just sitting over here telling because I say that all the fucking time.
We should count how many cuss words we say.
That's
no,
not
I
a
don't
fun
wanna, I don't
game.
want to do that game. That's a no.
Sign me up.
That's a hard pass. That's a hard pass.
What else is on our agenda today?
Mental health check-in.
Yeah.
I mean, that's if you guys are done talking about Steamy Lit.
I mean, I could go on and on for Steamy
Yeah.
Lit, really, to be completely honest. But I could stop.
What did CC Monroe say last night? The vibes were vibing.
Yes.
It was good.
It was
We
good.
did not go to the Queen's Ball.
We did not.
Why didn't we go to the Queen's Ball?
So my husband is real cute. And our plan on Saturday was to go to Disneyland for a little bit after we finished signings before the Queen's Ball. So we were going to go to Disneyland and hang out for a little bit and then come back to the hotel, get ready and go to the Queen's Ball. My husband, the sweetest man in the whole world, decided to fly down Saturday morning, checked into the hotel and went straight to the park so that when we went to the park, he was already there.
Yeah.
So we walk into the park and happen to like look up and he was waiting for the little train. When you go into Disneyland, you see the Mickey flowers and then there's the train. He was waiting for the train and he just starts waving and I was like, oh my God, my husband is here. So we spent the rest of the day at Disneyland and just hung out, did dinner.
We didn't run from like ride
We
to ride.
did
We
not.
literally just hung out.
Yeah. And we still did all the rides I think that we wanted to. So we rode Small World,
Thunder Mountain.
Thunder Mountain. Oh my gosh. And the guy in front of us on the ride was
Because her
live
husband has a
streaming.
girl voice when he screams.
He has a real good falsetto.
So funny.
He has a real good falsetto.
Every time we go on the ride, he's like, God, that lady's so loud. We're like, it's not a lady.
The person in front of us said he sounded like a female goat.
Correct. So we were in the very last row. So it was
that's
my
the
husband
best.
and I, and then Keke was in front of us, and then the guy who was filming.
That's hilarious.
In the very last car.
By
the very
filming,
last
she
row.
means live.
It's live streaming.
Live.
I don't know if it was TikTok or
I don't know.
YouTube or something. He was live streaming, and so we were seeing people commenting of like, "Who's that lady?" And so then when we get off, my husband, who always does this, does what he normally does. Goes, man, there's some lady yelling. I think Keke and I are like, that wasn't a lady.
That's
so the
hilarious.
guy turns around, and him and his wife, I think or girlfriend, they were dying.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm so sorry.
yeah, because before we got on, or when we got on, I was like, oh, he's still live streaming. I thought he was just like live streaming the line or whatever. I'm like, I don't know why you would just live stream the line, but so I look at Keke and I thought, should we ask him like if this is okay? And goes, fuck that. I was like, okay.
You're gonna have to bleep that out.
Sorry. My husband goes, fuck that. And so, yeah, it was so funny.
That's hilarious.
So we get off and he like turns the camera around and points at like the three of us and we're like, it was so funny. But they were dying. So and his girlfriend or wife, whoever he was with, kept like turning around and looking at us. And I'm like, it's not me.
I was dying.
It was so
also
funny.
riding it alone and in like athletic active wear. You don't sit in one place.
She forgot to brace her legs.
Yeah.
I don't ever sit in one place.
No, that's because I'm big, you're small, you move around, and we only ride it together. It's fun for me.
So we did.
I don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. It makes it more enjoyable. You're like, oh, I'm going to die.
Guess what? She just said that's fair.
Assholes.
This is great.
I'm going to hit at least 10 by the time this is over.
I feel like you're not saying it as much as you usually do.
I don't know. I haven't been.
I think the two of you are self-conscious about it right now. You're thinking about it.
I know Keke is thinking.
I
we've
honestly
been thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't say it that often.
No, you don't.
I
I don't think you do.
I also use it as a filler, and I feel like I haven't needed a filler at the moment.
I try to use it as validation for what you're saying.
Yeah.
And that's when we get to the mental health check-in, we'll talk about that because I am much better at validating people outside of me than I am myself. So I say it a lot because I say it more when I don't feel validated or when I'm in a weird mental space because I want you to know that I validate you even though I can't validate myself. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Anyways, yeah, so we rode Thunder Mountain Pirates, which I swear we still saw Johnny Depp even though we're now saying that we did not, but I swear it was Johnny Depp.
I
still think it was. I still think it was.
There is a cast member there that looks a lot like him.
But he sounded like him, like the whole voice and everything.
It was weird. And I mean, yes, you can fake them, but his cheekbones are very like,
And the tattoo that he has on the top of his hand is very faded. So in the photo that she took where we were like zooming in on it, you can't really see it, but it's also covered by the costume. Because he was in the Jack Sparrow costume. I'm like, I still say it. But then we also, when we were walking, we ran into Catherine Hahn. And
That's so awesome.
I love you.
She's so funny.
She's hilarious.
It
So
was-
we did that. What else?
Yeah.
What other rides do we ride?
we did Jungle Cruise.
We did do Jungle Cruise. I enjoyed our Jungle Cruise guy. However, the one that we had when we went for...
When was that? May?
Was that my birthday or was that when... Did we all go?
Because we were all there.
So then it had to have been April.
Yes.
Because we all went in
that
April.
that was a good skipper.
No, he was my favorite skipper.
that was a good. He was a good skipper.
Yeah. We haven't had a good one like him
in a
since.
while. Yeah.
I just love that whenever we go on that ride, we always start the O2H, and they're
I
always
swear.
every
I
time
swear.
they're like, "Oh, we got some returners back there."
They don't do it anymore.
No, they
so we gotta
don't.
do it. Well, it's fine.
Whenever they say the backside of water, O2H.
Yep.
We did.
time.
This is the closest I've ever been to the water.
Oh, really?
Yes. He definitely got us close to the water on a couple
Oh,
times.
yeah, when we were going under the
Yeah.
waterfall and stuff like that. Like, I could have reached my hand out and touched it.
Oh.
No, we were close. I got wet. By the water.
I was like, "What do you look like?" I'm just kidding.
I'm dead.
Okay.
Dead.
Anyways, moving on.
Yeah, and then we finally rode the train all the way around.
So good.
Because my husband has never ridden it from
It's so
Main
good.
Street to New Orleans. So we did that. And then we just kept going. And then when we got back to the front, we were like, wait, we want to go to Pirates. And so we just
stayed
sat
on.
and
Just went back on.
So we just stayed on it and then
Nice.
went over to New Orleans and then went on Pirates.
I'm ready to see what they do, because the spot where Splash Mountain is, obviously
Is it like boarded?
Yeah, you can't see into it anymore. So I'm interested to see what it's going to look like when they do Tiana's.
It's supposed to be open when we go in October.
Is it?
Well, not the ride.
Oh, I was
Tiana's place.
Speaking of that,
The restaurant is gonna. It opens September 7th.
Okay,
Or something like that.
we need to make reservations.
Checked this morning, and so for the filler, we're spending Stephanie's 30th birthday at Disneyland. We are going to California Adventure for 2 days. One of those days will be for Oogie Boogie Night.
So excited.
For the first time we've ever done that.
And then we're doing 2 days at Disneyland.
Yeah.
So we're 60 days out. So today I went to try to make reservations for us for our California Adventure days. And they are already full because technically our 60 days for that would have been 2 days ago and I miscounted. So I apologize. But then we can tomorrow.
I feel like we'd want more reservations in Disneyland for food than California Adventure.
The only thing that I would want reservations for is Cafe New Orleans, but it wasn't.
That last time wasn't.
It wasn't as.
Did you want to do the Bayou where we're sitting in the middle of? Okay. Well, we can talk about that later.
Yeah,
but,
we don't need to talk about this on screen.
Anyway.
We're going to talk through this.
We're all plan our Disney trip with us.
That's the next episode.
Oh my gosh. The next episode, we're going to be... No, we still have some time. Because we are going to have to talk through... Like, we could talk through our costumes and shit.
Yeah. So we have time.
Ordered mine yet.
Same.
Did you want me to order you that dress? Sorry. ADD
Again.
Moments.
Back on track, bitch.
Buddy. Anyways,
also, in case you haven't noticed, it's like Alaska in here.
Feels great.
Antarctica in my house.
I usually like to be cold, but shit.
No, this one and
I get hot right
producer
here.
Papa and my husband, they are hot all the time, and so Debbie and I we have blankets because it's Antarctica. I will even tell, like, when I'm in meetings upstairs for work and I'm wearing a sweatshirt, my boss will be like, oh,
It's 100 degrees.
she's like, Janelle, it's really warm. It's like 100 degrees here. I'm like, no, it's Antarctica in my house. Like, you don't understand. I'm freezing.
And it throws me off when I go to get dressed. Like, if it's cold in my house and I'm like, okay, I need a sweater for outside, and I'm dressing in like long sleeves.
Walk outside,
pants.
yeah.
like,
I walk outside, I'm like, oh, instant sweat. Nope, back
Not
inside.
great. Not great. So that's basically our Steamy Lit wrap up. And then so getting home, we managed to we drove home because we drove down and drove back.
Yeah.
So my husband flew down and then he ended up driving back with us, which was great to have an extra person. He slept the whole time, of course, but it was fine. In case we needed a driver, he was there.
Yeah.
So we drove back and the hurricane started getting
Tropical storm.
Yeah, it was a tropical storm by the time it reached California. Yeah. But everyone was freaking out. Like, we were getting texts from our moms of like, how are you getting home? Do you have an idea what's going on? So thankfully, the kind people at the Marriott where we stayed said if we needed to extend our trip, we could. They would extend our
price and everything.
They would keep our price because we had a discounted rate for block rooms. So they were like, we would extend it if you need to. And we were waiting until like the last minute to figure out if we wanted to extend. So we checked out Sunday morning and we left. Our goal, I kept looking at like the precipitation, the wind and everything on trying to figure out like what hour would be the best to leave. And so we said, if we leave at 8, we will hit this pocket that is between like moderate rain and heavy rain. And we will make it. We'll be fine. We hit that pocket and we followed that pocket all the way up and over the grapevine.
And then we were in front of the storm the rest of the
way. We were fine.
Yeah.
So thankfully it was really great. There are some really crappy drainage areas on the freeway.
There's also some really crappy potholes.
Correct. Because it's a trucker area. Like there's a lot of shit going on. Those roads are not well maintained. California is not the best at that kind of shit for sure. So at points of our trip, we were getting rain from all directions, like from the bottom, from the sides, from the top, everything, sprays. It was rough. So probably from Anaheim through LA, we were like super focused of drive. Thankfully, there was no traffic whatsoever. Yeah. So we made it from Anaheim down the Grapevine in just under 2 hours, which is unheard of. And then we were ahead of the storm the whole way home.
Nice.
And then we got home and I'm like, what the fuck is this 90-degree bullshit?
Yeah.
so
I was all,
hot.
take me back.
Yeah, it was
I
hot.
was like, where's my hurricane?
Take me back.
Yeah. So that was Steamy Lit. I'm excited for us all to go to Wild and Windy. I'm very ready. I'm pumped.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the authors list the other day, and it was like, there's a decent amount of people
Yeah, and I
that
think
I'm excited for.
we have a lot, like the number of authors compared for Wild and Windy versus Steamy Lit is Steamy Lit had a lot of authors.
Yeah.
But there are more people at Wild and Windy that I am like dying to see. So
Yeah. Steamy Lit was a good toe in the water.
yeah,
It was a good introduction into
Yes.
book conventions. Yeah,
for sure.
Yes. I'm interested to see how others are run.
Yeah,
For sure.
it'll be
Yeah.
good. I'm excited. So yeah. So that kind of wraps up our Steamy Lit. I guess we can move to mental health check-in. How you doing? You over there?
I'm good.
That was so believable.
Yeah, right. I 100% believe that one.
No, I'm personally okay. My mental health is declining because of my work. It's just been a lot trying to catch up from being gone for literally 3 days. Is insane. It's just 3 days and I'm still trying to catch up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's great. It's great. How are you?
I'm all right. Work's been stressful.
Yeah, you guys have some crazy shenanigans going on.
Yeah, but I mean,
We're working through them.
it'll pass. Yeah. Thankfully, our heavy season is, I mean, for our team anyway, is kind of overish. So now it's like cleanup projects. Personal life is going well. I'm a solo this weekend. My husband is visiting his brother kind of across the country. So just me and the tiny human. Well, really, she's with Grammy today, but
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't have separation anxiety. I'm like never away from her.
Not really. Not unless we're doing this, usually.
Yeah.
Well, even last night, like I went to dinner and had a couple drinks with some coworkers, and my mom went with us. And on the way back, I was like, I really don't ever get. I'm really never not with.
Because even like when we go do our pedicures, we're not with her for maybe a couple hours.
Yeah.
And then we normally go get her or we go hang
Yeah.
out with her. It's never
My whole
like-
life revolves around my child.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that though.
I like hanging out with her. She's fun.
It's fair.
She's a kook.
I also don't think that you're doing it in an unhealthy
No.
manner where you're not putting your own
Yes.
needs and things first. Because,
I still do things without her.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just genuinely enjoy her company.
I mean, she's a cute little forking nugget.
She's a crack up. She kills me. Yeah.
How are you?
I'm okay. What's funny is, so I had therapy yesterday. It was my new therapist because we're in a season of transition in my world. And it's funny. So with this therapist, I have to take like a pre-assessment. So I have to do that every time I see her or every time I call and speak to somebody, with the exception of these classes that I'm doing. I don't have to do a pre-assessment for my classes. But with between just before leaving for Steamy Lit, I did another intake because, again, we're in a season of transition right now. So we're moving around. So I had to do another intake. I had to be reassessed. And then I had my first therapy appointment with my new therapist yesterday, which was like 10 days apart. So I do this assessment before each of those things, or this questionnaire, and I get a score. I don't ever see what the score is. They see what the score is. And it's basically to figure out where my depression and anxiety are sitting. My score before going to Steamy Lit, they were very concerned. They were like, which is why I got an appointment so quickly with my new therapist. Because normally it would be like 4 to 5 weeks out. And they were like, 10 days. I was like, great. And so then going to Steamy Lit and going to Disneyland and hanging out and getting some space and separation from being here, and all of the stressors that come with that, my score drastically improved.
Oh, good.
And so my new therapist was like, are you sure you're okay? And I'm like, no. See, this is what I'm talking about, is that I literally go from one end to the other so close together. Like 10 days is not a normal amount of time for me to go from here to here.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what we've been talking about, is like there's a window of which I should be moving within and I am not. So that's what we're working on. And yeah, I mean, to be completely honest, she's very much, she said it yesterday, and I didn't tell my husband this yet either. And I also haven't told my mom. They want to look at putting me on meds because I'm so
all over the place.
Yeah. And based on the conversation that she and I had yesterday, she's like, okay, well, you sound good. And I'm like, yeah, I feel good. And she's like, well, what's changed between now and then? I'm like, oh, I got to do stuff that was like for me. Like with going, I did this vacation with my girlfriend, and then my husband showed up and it was really cool. And so I'm like still on running high from that. And she's like, okay. She goes, and you're more removed from the situation that had happened earlier in the month. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, no, I feel okay. She goes, okay. She goes, okay. And like, she looked like she was nervous, and I was like, this doesn't make me feel good. But so yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I still said no, because I'm like, listen, this is our first time meeting. Like, I'm not okay with you throwing that out there at me. So I still said no. But this is now like the third time that they've said that we should really explore meds for me, which I don't know that I want to do. And I think it's more because of the stigma.
Yeah.
Because meds aren't bad.
No.
Meds aren't bad.
I mean, because we've had one of my close friends who was on antidepressants for a while, and that really helped.
And we have family members.
One of my most favoritist people who keeps this looking good.
Yeah.
As good as it gets. She is, and we've had honest conversations where she's like, yeah, no, like I'm fucking nightmare without it. And I'm like, yeah, I support that for you. I think for me, I'm just so worried that because of how up and down I am, I will feel numb, and that scares me.
Oh, like it's like too emotionally removed. Yeah, that's fair. Fuck. Damn it! I went so long.
Leave it to us to get so excited during an emotional topic.
Damn it!
You're welcome.
See, but validating.
See? And so like that's part of what we were talking about yesterday. Is she was like, do you like, where is all this coming from? And I'm like, I'm really good at being there for other people. I'm really terrible at being there for myself.
Same.
Right. So doing Steamy Lit and doing Disneyland and like that felt like that was for me.
Yeah. Even
though it was for the podcast and it was for fun and things but it was something really, I wanted to do. And I felt full.
Wanted to do that before we even started this topic.
So So I guess in a way, I'm not okay, but I'm okay.
It's okay not to be okay.
It's okay not to be okay.
Correct. I am. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a fun journey, friends.
Yeah, you're coming with us.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
So we had also planned to do like some this or that stuff, but I don't know. I feel like this is a good spot for us to kind of. We'll save it for another time, and
our next episode will be a little bit more lighthearted.
Well, this was still lighthearted, but it'll be a little bit more. Just hang out with us.
Yeah.
I think next time. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have some drinks.
I mean,
could you imagine?
We do have bourbon we need to try.
Yeah.
Take a shot every time you say that's fair.
No. Remember?
You'll die.
I only would take 8 shots.
I would only have 1.
Me too. Bitches. So here's our final count.
Literally. I'm so pissed. I made it so damn far.
I'm only at 1.
Yeah.
We're going to rewatch this and be like, bitch, you didn't count some.
And I'm going to add that shit in the comments.
In the comments or the description?
I'm gonna add it in the comments. I'm gonna comment on our own video and be like, these hoes lied. Lies.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyways, yeah. So that's basically it for us today. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening to our Steamy Lit breakdown. Again, I really encourage everyone who is looking at, who is a reader, whether it's romance or any kind, look into the 23 for Me. Nope. Why do I keep saying that?
No, yeah. Oh,
nope.
no.
23 for
23.
Challenge. Like, we as readers need to be doing our part to support these authors. Like, they write amazing books. Yeah. So by all means, like, let's look at ways we can do that. So visit 23423.net.
Yes.
There's all kinds of promotional stuff on there. There's a list of authors. There's a list of events that those people are going to be at, or those BIPOC.
You can also 23for Me hashtag on Instagram.
Yep.
It'll pull everything out.
All the stuff.
You mean 23 for 23?
Correct.
Shit, I did it too.
Nicely done.
23for23.
Yes. Hashtag 23423. We'll link we'll write down all the stuff below.
In the description.
In the description. Not a comment. In a description.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're still getting verified by YouTube, so we can't post links right now. But
That's fair.
hopefully shortly in the future.
9 shots.
We just did.
Well, and yeah, like some of these were in succession. Yeesh.
Oh, that would be interesting.
I can't believe I went almost this whole damn video.
Almost. Almost.
On that note, again, this has been Sister Treat. Thanks for hanging out with us. I'm Janelle.
Oh, I guess I'll go next. I'm Keke.
Christ. I'm Steph. What the fuck?
We're sorry.
We're so sorry.
I'm not.
Yeah, because Steph always ends it the same way.
I always end it. Say, I'm Steph. Drive safe, friends. But you're just like...
Fucking shenanigans.
What?
All right, one more time. This has been Sister Street. Thanks for joining us. I'm Janelle.
I'm fucking Keke.
Well, don't... Stop fucking myself over here. God damn it, woman.
I'll do this again.
You're so angry.
She's like, I'm Cake.
Use your monster voice. I'm Keke.
Or your Batman voice.
This has turned into
The longest goodbye ever.
too much going
Bye.
on. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're done.
Bye.
Bye.
Drive safe, friends. Idiot. Get it together.